Hi students, and welcome to week 3 in your online lifespan growth and development class. I hope you are having a great start to your semester. I know it has already been interesting with some changes that have happened. Of course, our first week of having an unexpected weather day, and then you may have heard the announcement that the plan to return to campus, which was scheduled for Monday, January 31st, has now been pushed back until Monday, February 7th, due to the continued increase in cases in the city of San Antonio. So I just want to make it clear that doesn't affect our class. Our class was always designed as a 100% online course. So of course that's why we don't have regular Zoom times, and we will not change the format at all, despite the return to campus plan. So even when classes, fingers crossed, because I want to be back face to face, do go back to campus, our course will remain in Canvas as a completely online course, as it was designed to be from the beginning. So I just mentioned that so that clarity-wise, I know it's hard to keep track, especially if you're taking some Zoom, some online, some face-to-face, and how that affects each class. None of that affects our class. It will remain the same, but also to give you a little bit of information in case you do have a class that is supposed to be face-to-face, has been meeting in Zoom. Just know that that has been delayed, the return to campus another week. So with that being said, let's jump back into what we've been talking about in our lifespan course. So last week, you guys covered chapter and went over prenatal development, the beginning of the human lifespan, and I hope that you learned quite a bit about everything from conception to development, to some of the things through teratogens specifically that can go wrong during development. So I filmed these videos at the end of the week of the week before we start this week. So I'm starting to read your discussion questions coming in on teratogens, and they've been great work thus far, as well as starting to read your journals. So I appreciate the opportunity to get to learn a little bit more about each of you through your journals. Just as a reminder, journals are not shared with the class, those only come to me. So good work so far. What I saw last week with chapter 2, keep it up. You're doing a great job. This week we go into chapter 3, and chapter 3 takes us over the first 2 years of human lifespan, and specifically this chapter will focus on body and mind. And you'll see this from here on out, that you'll have a chapter that will be over a particular span of the lifespan, here being the first 2 years of life, and that first chapter will be over body and mind. And then the second chapter, so next week when we're in chapter 4, we will cover, we'll be in the same age range, but we will cover the psychosocial development for that age range. So we'll be staying in that specific age range that we're currently studying for 2 weeks is what I'm getting at, for 2 chapters. I think that was a confusing way of describing it. Sorry. So this week, looking at everything in infancy and those first 2 years, physical development, what are the benchmarks, what are the norms that should be hitting, what are some of the issues that may arise during this time, and what's going on with the brain, which is that mind part of the chapter. So it should be very interesting to you. This week is a little lighter than the first 2 weeks. You really only have one assignment that's due by Sunday, February 6th, and that is your quiz number 3. So what I would expect for this week is that you read chapter 3, you can view the PowerPoint, and then when you're ready, just as long as it's by Sunday, February 6th, you take quiz number 3. Just because that's all that's due doesn't mean that you can't start working ahead of time. So just previewing ahead of time You'll have a journal due next week, which was February 13th. So again, not due this week, but if you want to get a jump start on that journal, you can certainly do that. And then following on the footsteps for week 5, not due until February 20th, is that Piaget conservation of liquids. This is where you're going to replicate Piaget's experiment with a child. So if you look at that assignment, and it's in your syllabus also, you can see that the age range kind of exactly look at it. But I would prep for it now. I would watch videos. There's many YouTube videos where people have done exactly what you're going to do, which is replicate the experiment. So you can go in and just in YouTube search Piaget's conservation of liquids, and you can see examples. So you start seeing, oh, this is what I'm doing with this assignment. And then you can start thinking about a child that you know or that you can reach out to in which you can do this replication of an experiment on. And just FYI, you can do this face-to-face. Maybe it's your own child, maybe it is someone in your family and you've already had contact with them. I want to be respectful still of, COVID's still out there and so forth, so do this safely. So certainly you can do it face-to-face, but you can also do it via FaceTime or Zoom or what other technology you have. So after you watch some examples of this, you'll see, yeah, I can totally do this over technology. I don't have to be sitting with the individual. So just again, that's not due until February 20th. Your journal number 2 is not due until February 13th. So you have time on both of those, but just looking ahead and starting to think and prepare and maybe working on those. If for some reason you are in a position where you really do not know a child, you have no one you can work with on this experiment, then please send me an email and let me know that. And you will still do the assignment. You will just do it in an alternative way. Okay. And I can be flexible. There is a specific age range that Piaget did this experiment with. But if you have someone who is a little younger or a little older, that's okay. It's more about you being familiar with the experiment. And then there's some questions that you ask. When you turn in this Piaget's conservation of liquids assignment, you can be, I'm really flexible. So I have some students who video them doing it with the child, and then they answer the questions on the video. In addition to doing the experiment, you're also going to answer some questions about your experience of doing the experiment. And so that can be a video, that can be, you can type it up. Sometimes I have pictures and videos, however you want to do that. Just remember, if you're videoing a child, make sure you have permission from the parent or caregiver to in fact record it and then to turn it in. This is an assignment that only comes to me. The rest of the class won't see it, if that helps in explaining the video aspect of it. So again, it can be typed out. You can turn in upload just a video of you doing it and answering the questions, however that works for you. So looking ahead, just to kind of get you ready there, start thinking about it. You don't need to knock it all out right now, but I would start, preparing and getting your game plan together for that assignment. But again, for this week, covering chapter 3, reading, reviewing the PowerPoint, and then taking the quiz. That is what's due. So I am here to help you. If you have any questions, anything I can be of help with, please don't hesitate to reach out. Keep doing a great job. Like I said, so far you are doing amazing. So keep up the great work. And I just also wanted to mention, since this is an honors class, I don't want to inundate you with, I know that you should be getting the emails about honors activities and events and so forth, but if you ever have questions or ever want some more information about those, please let me know. So of course I post some of those, but you should be getting that also through the Canvas honors that has been set up. So Have a great week, everybody, and I will be back next week to talk about chapter 4 and week 4. Take care. Have a great week.